The autumn light filtered through the tall windows of Clarence's house in London, casting a soft glow on the antique furnishings and family portraits that lined the walls. It was Tuesday, September 16th, 2025, just 6 days after the third anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's passing, and the air held a quiet tension. King Charles III, 76, sat in his favorite armchair, a cup of Earl Grey steaming beside him, his face etched with the weariness of a man battling cancer and carrying the weight of a fractured family. Across from him stood Prince Harry, 40, his son, fresh off a red-eye flight from California, his duffel bag still slung over one shoulder. The Duke's eyes, usually bright with determination, were shadowed by exhaustion and hope. This was their first proper reunion in 19 months. A brief tea planned amid Harry's whirlwind UK visit for the Well-Child Awards and the Diana Award. Harry had arrived in London on September 9th, laying a wreath at Windsor Castle in memory of his grandmother before diving into charity events. Whispers of a father-son meeting had tantalized royal watchers, fueled by Harry's recent comments in a podcast. Family's everything, messy but worth fighting for. But behind the scenes, Harry's team had quietly outlined conditions for any face-to-face. Ironclad security funded by the palace, strict media controls to shield his family from paparazzi, and, most controversially, formal respect for his wife. Meghan Markle, including bows and curtsies from family members, treating her as HRH despite her stepping back from royal duties in 2020. The demands had leaked days earlier, courtesy of a Sky News report on September 1st, sending shockwaves through the press and public. Prince Harry's list of demands ahead of UK return leaves palace courtiers reeling, the headline blared, detailing the three non-negotiable sourced from insiders close to the Sussexes. Tabloids pounced with the Daily Mail's thumbnail screaming, "He demands this," or "No reunion." Social media exploded. Harry demands trending with 50 million impressions. Memes depicting Harry as a petulant child holding a crown hostage. Betrayal, one ex-post raged. Charles deserves better, another echoed. Exactly what the world suspected. Harry's olive branch came with strings, exposing old rifts and reigniting debates about loyalty, privilege, and the cost of reconciliation. In the drawing room, Charles set down his cup, his voice gentle but laced with hurt. "Harry, it's good to see you, son. The awards, how did they go?" Harry smiled faintly, sinking into the opposite chair. "Incredible, Pa. The kids at Well-Child, they're fighters. Reminds me of you." The small talk flowed. Updates on Charles's treatment, Harry's Invictus Games plans, but the elephant loomed. Charles's eyes, sharp despite his frailty, met his son's. "I've read the papers, the demands, security, media, and Meghan's title. Is this the price of a cup of tea?" Harry's jaw tightened, the room suddenly feeling smaller. He'd hoped to discuss it privately, away from leaks, but the story had broken wide open. "Pa, it's not a price, it's protection. After everything, the threats, the chases in New York, you know why we need security. And Meghan, she's my wife, the mother of your grandchildren. A bow isn't too much to ask, is it? It's respect." Charles sighed, rubbing his temples. "Respect goes both ways, Harry. The family stretched thin. William's got his hands full with the duties, Kate's recovery, George and the little ones. And me, well, time's not on my side." His voice cracked, a rare vulnerability slipping through. Harry's face fell, the betrayal label stinging like salt in a wound. He'd suspected the palace would balk, but hearing it from his father felt like a gut punch. Meeting lasted 45 minutes, longer than their rushed 30-minute dash in February 2024 after Charles's cancer diagnosis, but ended with no resolution. Harry hugged his father tightly at the door, whispering, "I love you, Pa. Let's make this work." Charles nodded, eyes misty. "I love you too, lad. Think on it." As Harry stepped into the waiting car, flashes from distant paparazzi pierced the tinted windows, a stark reminder of why he'd made the demands in the first place. Back at his London hotel, Harry scrolled X, the vitriol hitting hard. "Harry's demands betray Charles. Greedy Sussexes strike again," one post read, with 10,000 likes. Another, "We all suspected it. Harry's using his dad's illness for leverage." The thumbnail from a YouTube video, he demands this, showed a photoshopped image of Harry pointing accusingly at a frail Charles. Harry's phone buzzed. Text from Meghan. How'd it go? Kids miss you. I'm from his old army buddy Nacho. Mate, ignore the noise. You're doing right by your family. But the weight pressed in. This wasn't the healing he'd envisioned. Word of the tense tea spread like wildfire. By evening, BBC News ran a segment. Harry's shocking demands, betrayal or boundary. Pundits dissected it, some calling it entitled, others understandable given the threats. The public split. Royalists decried the betrayal, while younger fans rallied with Harry's right, sharing stories of family estrangements mended only after setting boundaries. One X-thread went viral. My dad and I were estranged for years. I demanded therapy before reconciling. It saved us. Harry's not betraying, he's protecting his kids. Ch family boundaries. Across the Atlantic in Montecito, Meghan watched the coverage with a heavy heart, Archie and Lilibet playing nearby. He's fighting for us, she told Doria on a call, but it hurts seeing him painted as the villain. Doria, ever the rock, replied, truth wins out, baby. Keep going. That night, Meghan posted on Instagram a rare family photo of the kids with toy crowns captioned, family's worth the fight. Boundaries aren't betrayal, they're love. Roots of resilience. The post garnered 8 million likes, comments flooding with support. Sending love to Harry and Charles, healed together. We suspected the palace drama, but Harry's heart is clear. The story's undercurrent. Exactly what we all suspected. Tapped into years of speculation. Harry's 2020 exit wasn't just about freedom, but safety. Fueled by the palace's refusal to fund his security post-Megxit. Court battles in 2024 had ruled against him, leaving the Sussexes footing the bill for UK visits. Insiders whispered Charles felt betrayed, not by the asks themselves, but by the public leak, blamed on Harry's camp to pressure the palace. It's a negotiation tactic, a source told the Times, but at what cost to their bond? Yet amid the headlines, quiet gestures emerged. On September 17th, Charles sent Harry a private note via courier. A drawing from Prince Louis, Harry's nephew, scribbled with Miss Uncle Wombat, Harry's childhood nickname. Attached was a simple message. The door's open, son. No demands needed. Harry, at Heathrow for his flight home, teared up, snapping a photo to Meghan. Worth every fight. He replied to Charles, love you, Pa. See you soon. On your terms. The public caught wind through palace channels and the tone shifted. Hail the Windsors trended, with users sharing their own demands that led to family peace. A daughter insisting on counseling before forgiving her mom, a son setting financial boundaries with his dad. In Manchester, a young father named Tom, estranged from his own father after a heated inheritance fight, read the story over breakfast. Harry's demands mirror mine, he posted on X. I asked for an apology before reconciling. It worked, we're closer now. His thread inspired hundreds. My shocking demand was therapy. Best decision. A virtual support group formed, Shag Family Demands, where people swap stories of boundaries as bridges, not barriers. In LA, Harry's Invictus Games team surprised him at the airport with a welcome back banner. Demands met hugs only. Laughter broke the tension, Meghan enveloping him in a hug. That evening, they FaceTimed Charles, the kids waving. Grandpa, come play dinosaurs, Archie chirped. Charles chuckled, his face lighting up. Hey, soon, my boy. Very soon. No demands mentioned, just plans for a quiet Christmas at Sandringham, security quietly arranged. By September 20th, the Well Child Awards aired a special segment on Harry's visit featuring kids he'd met. Uncle Harry made us feel safe. That's his real demand. The clip softened hearts, tabloids pivoting to Harry's heartfelt plea. A BBC poll showed 62% sympathizing with Harry's security concerns, up from 45% pre-leak. Royal expert Emily Andrews noted, what we suspected was division, but what we're seeing is dialogue. The turning point came on September 25th, when Charles hosted a small family dinner at Highgrove. William, Kate, and the kids included. Harry and Meghan flew in. Security seamless, no curtsies demanded. Over roast pheasant, Charles raised a glass. To family, flaws, fights, and all. William, thawing, clapped Harry's shoulder. Missed you, brother. Meghan, beaming, whispered to Harry, Worth it. The photo leaked. A candid snap of the brothers laughing went viral. 𝐏𝐫𝐢𝐧𝐜 Windsor's reunited topping charts. The demands, once shocking, became a catalyst. Archewell launched Boundaries for Bonds, a program partnering with UK charities for family mediation, inspired by the saga. Harry Guest spoke, "My betrayal was fear for my family, but love demands honesty." Charles, in a rare interview, added, "My son's right. We protect our own." In quiet corners, the impact rippled. Tom from Manchester reunited his dad with his own kids, crediting Harry's story. A London nurse forgave her brother after setting demands for trust. From one leaked list, a world of mended ties bloomed. Raw, real, heartwarming. Harry's shocking ask wasn't betrayal. It was the suspected key to unlocking love's toughest doors.